Hello everyone. So before we get started, if you are enjoying the videos and find them informative, why don't you go ahead and think about liking and subscribing. It really does help out, and I want to do this full time. I just want to help y'all learn how to make games. It's what I love to do. And then, once you do that, have a great day. Otherwise, you know what? I still want you to have a great day. So, with that out of the way, this shameless plug, let's get into the video. So now let's get our actual ammo counts on screen so we don't have to guesstimate at how much we have. Let's go into our blueprint folder and we're going to add a new one. This will be our UI folder. Double click and open that up. And the first one we're going to need under user interface widget blueprint, just a user widget. This will be our UI underscore player HUD. This will be the main screen that holds all the information for our player. So let's open it up. And we are going to search the palette for a canvas panel, drop it in, right click that canvas panel, wrap it with a scale box, and then again with a size box. This will make sure no matter what resolution, it'll always be the way we design it. Width and height override 1920 by 1080 or whatever your ratio. I can't think of what that is called right now. Your dimensions, whatever screen setup you're going for, you get it. Then we are going to add a border. This will be our actual ammo holder. So I'm going to set mine to be anchored to the bottom right. Set its alignment to 1 and 1 because this adjusts its position based off of the anchor. So if we set it to 0, now that it's at 1 to 1, it's at the left and the top, where if it's at 0, 0, it's at the right and the bottom. So I'll set it to that. I'm going to set it to -50 on the X and -50 on the Y. And then we'll just kind of scale it up a bit while we're working on it. So 300 by 140 for now. I'm going to set the brush color inside of it to black and slightly transparent, 0.75 on that alpha. Then we are going to add a vertical box. We'll just drop it on right there, and this is a piece that can hold items in a descending order, so it'll have one thing up here, then another one, based on how many children you give it. Which the first child we want to give it is a horizontal box. So we'll drop it right onto our vertical box, and then it's right there at the top. This will be what holds our actual ammo counts. So for that, we are going to drop in 3 texts directly onto that horizontal box. And we'll just go ahead and do a 3. This middle one is just going to be a little dash as a divider, so I'm just going to set that to that. This one will be our max ammo capacity for our weapon. I'm going to set it to align right and set it to just be 0, 0, 0. We can select this middle one and hit fill right here, and it'll push everything the rest of the direction that it's not taking. For this one, it'll be align left, also 0, 0, 0, and fill, and fill. And this one we will size, well, we'll just do it auto, why not? That one can be auto. It'll be pushed into the middle by the both of them. If you want, you can also grab what's called a spacer and put it in the vertical box and then move it to the left. See, with these you can still adjust their position with these little arrows, and then you can kind of add a little space to it. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to do it like this. You could also readjust where you have these lining up if you like the way that looks better. I'm just going to readjust this thing's size to better fit it. So this text block is our current ammo, and it is a variable. This is our max ammo, and is a variable. I'm going to select both of them, go to their font, set them to italic, and 20 No, 24 actually. 24 is fine. And then I'll set this one to italic also. I guess I could have selected it as well. Then we're going to grab an image and drop it onto our vertical box so that it goes underneath, kind of a little barrier. For the brush, I'm going to set its draw as to be a rounded box. And then I'm just going to shrink it on the Y. Something about that, I'll say 5. Give it a different color, maybe a little bit of a grayish. Then we can grab one more text and drop it onto our vertical box to go underneath. We'll set it to be italic also, and align to center, or the justified in the center. Yeah, align to center, it's the same thing. We'll set this to be 0, 0, 0 also for now, and this is our reserve ammo. It will also be a variable. Now we can grab the overall border and shrink it down to fit a little bit nicer. So I'll say 85. 300 by 85. 300 might be a bit big. Let's do maybe 200. This way, in case we get something with thousands of ammo, we still got room for it. So take that away, take that away. And that's looking dynamite for now. So we need to actually establish these variables through events. So we'll go into our graph and we'll get rid of all this for now because we're going to add some custom events, and this will be adjust current ammo. It will have one input called amount, and it will be an integer. Then we can duplicate that. It'll throw an error at first just because it says it's substituted with a different name, but we'll just call this adjust max ammo. Duplicate it one more time and then rename it to adjust reserve ammo. Oh, while we got these nodes, I want to show y'all something. So if you have nodes like this and you want to line them up but they're not connected, you know, when you have stuff connected, you can just box select it and then hit Q and it'll kind of straighten out the wires. But when you have stuff like this, you can box select the nodes you want, hold shift and, for instance, A, and it'll align it all left. If I hold shift and push D, it'll move it to the right. So it'll just grab this line and then make sure it's all lined up the same way. You do have to be careful with it because Shift W and Shift S also work, but it will not respect space. It'll just gather them on top of each other. So you want to be careful with that, but it does come in handy when it's like I want all these to be starting at the same point and then going. You can just Shift A. There you go. So when we adjust our current ammo, we want to grab our current ammo text box. We want to set the text to that amount. Same thing for the max ammo and the reserve ammo, so we'll just do the same thing. Set text with this parenthetical text. Readjust to make it look nice and pretty. And I'll just grab it up here. And then set text. Just like that. We'll compile that, and then we will go to our player blueprint. So we want to find our begin play, which is right here at the add input mapping. It's at the very top of the grayed out comment boxes, and at the very end we are going to create widget. The widget we want to create is the player HUD we just made. We'll right click at the end and promote that to a variable called player HUD. That way we can get access to those variables anywhere we need them. Then we will add to viewport, like so. That way when we jump in the game, there's our ammo box, but you will notice when I pull my weapon out, it does absolutely nothing. But we can go into our spawn weapon function grab our player HUD, and at the very end, after we've attached it, we can right click, convert this to a validated get just as a safety precaution. And we can do our events. So we'll set current, what did I call that? I called it set, adjust. Oh, I'm dumb. Alright, so we'll adjust current ammo. One more time, adjust max ammo. And one more for the reserve. Back to here. And to get all these, just like we did on the other time, we will get our current ammo. For the max ammo, it's pretty simple. We'll just grab it from over here. Which we'll just rearrange this a little bit to make it a little bit nicer. Then for our current ammo, we will get the keys. We will do let's go ahead and get the values. Move this along. We'll do a find item on the keys array. That will be our weapon ID. You know what, we're going to. I'm going to grab my weapon reference, get my weapon info, break it open over here so we don't have this long line. So I'll plug this into my, oh, that was the wrong one. I did weapon ID. This is ammo type. There we go. And I'm going to get rid of that and just do it right here. So we will get a copy of our current weapons ammo count and plug it in like that. And then we'll do the same thing for the reserve ammo. So we'll grab out that. And since we're doing the find over here, all we got to get is our values. So we'll plug that in here. And then we will get a copy of that same index from the find. Just like that. Now every time we spawn our weapon, those values will be adjusted accordingly. So let's jump in and give it a shot. I'm gonna go full screen. Shotgun got 4 and 7, but you will notice it doesn't go down. But it will adjust as I change weapons. And when I go back, it will have adjusted that. So what we need to do is in our player blueprint, under the event graph, when we are doing our in our expend ammo function, we can get our player HUD and adjust our current ammo to be that new value just like that. Now when we fire our weapon, every time we expend a shot, of course reloading won't have any effect on it just yet, but we can adjust that next. So we go into our player blueprint and our reload ammo, and right here at the very end we'll get our player HUD. Get out of here. We will adjust our current ammo. We don't really need to worry too much about the max ammo. So we'll just adjust the current and adjust our reserves. And our current ammo is becoming this. So we can grab this and slide it down. Add a reroute node over to here. and plug that to our current. And our reserve ammo is becoming this one. So we can just plug that in. Whoa. Like that. And just kind of move it over out of the way. A little spaghettified, but, you know, it's Unreal. Oh, I guess I didn't need that one. Yeah, let me just get rid of that, and then plug that, and then I'll just drag this one down. Hey, as long as it's working, what does it matter, in my opinion, right? I mean, it does make it... You want to keep it as neat as you can, of course, but... And then we'll do our adjust reserve one more time. And for the reserve, we could just leave it at 0 because we're setting it to 0 over here. For the current ammo, we'll just grab right here and feed it over underneath. Yeah, keep it as neat as you can, but just with Unreal comes some level of spaghettification. So as long as we can kind of... But who doesn't love spaghetti from time to time? And now when we jump in, our weapons have ammo on screen. It changes as we change weapons. It changes when we fire. And then when we reload, it updates again. And since we don't have the current clip actually attached to the weapon itself, when we change back, it remembers how much ammo was in the clip, rather than trying to say, you know, rather than reloading and you just have infinite ammo. Yeah, so there we go. Now we got our UI element kind of in place and working. And in the next one, we're going to set up a aiming reticle so we can actually tell where our character is going to hit when they shoot. We're not going to put an image on the screen and just center it like a crosshair. That's pretty simple to do. You just drop an image right in the middle. We're going to do something to where it's like a laser pointer underneath the gun, and it'll cast out from the weapon. You'll see it on the walls and the enemies. I thought it'd be a nice change up from the usual way it's done. So, and it's what I use in my games. I like it. So, alright, I will see y'all there. Goodbye.